is the 2000 S10 with the 2.2 liter. It has low oil pressure, so we're gonna go ahead and replace this motor with another motor. So here's the motor it has in it, 2.2. And the motor that we're going to replace it with is a 2.2 liter out of a Cavalier. I did a lot of research, and not really a lot of people say that you can or cannot replace a S10 motor with a Cavalier motor. So I bought one and figured I might as well make a video, and that way other people can know. So we'll go ahead and start doing this. Probably next time we see it, it will be out of the car, and we'll start transferring over some of the parts from the Cavalier over to this one. So this is the Cavalier that I ended up purchasing the motor from. As you can see, it was totaled, so they went ahead and pulled it. It had 127,000 miles on it, and it's going to be my donor engine. You'll see it later. Well, we go ahead and disassembled everything, unbolted the transmission, took the torque converter bolts out, got the exhaust manifold off, intake manifold off. Pretty much everything's ready to come out. We're just going to go ahead and hook this baby up and pull her on out. And we'll see it again once it's out on the floor. Alright, we got both of these motors out of here. And we're going to go ahead and start transitioning things over from the motor that was in the S10 to the Cavalier motor that's sitting right over there. So you notice a couple things different. My S10 motor, it's not as dressed as the Cavalier motor is over there, but that's no problem. We're just going to go ahead and take what parts we need from the S10, mounts, etc., and go ahead and put it over on that Cavalier motor. One thing I did notice though is after I pulled this S10 motor is that it looks like it's already been replaced once. You can see right there that is a salvage yard or a reman engine stamp. So we're going to go ahead and start with the flywheel and go ahead and put it onto the Cavalier motor over there and take the coil packs off this side and a few electrical harnesses here and there. So we're going to go ahead and start doing that. We'll update after we're done with this side. Alright, you can go ahead and see that we completed the flywheel side, and we went ahead and swapped everything over. Even this little, looks like it was an EGR block off, so we went ahead and swapped that out because the other one that was on the Cavalier mounted the coil pack. We didn't want any clearance issues if it was going to hit the firewall. So just swapped it out just in case. We're going to go ahead and move on to undressing this Cavalier engine's intake side and getting it to look like that. We'll be back. Thought I'd make a quick little video here on the side the intake was on, where the whole wire loom and everything was there. So just to take a look, see what it's going to look like before. I'm going to change all these sensors out and swap them with the ones that were on the S10. I'm going to move that coil pack over and that motor mount. Alright, we went ahead and finished that all up. Only 2 sensors I swapped out with the other one because the crankshaft or the camshaft position sensor was brand new on this S10 motor, and the oil pressure gauge, or that was a little bit different style. It was a little bit longer, so I went ahead and switched that over and put some doping around it and sealed it up nice and tight. Also replaced one stud right here, pulled that out of the S10 intake side and put it in on this Cavalier motor. Next we're going to go ahead and start on the front side of this motor now, and go ahead and take off all that stuff and put that pulley assembly system on the Cavalier motor. I'll go ahead and start doing that. Here's a better look at the front of the Cavalier motor and the front of the S10 motor. First things first, we're going to take off that power steering pump on the Cavalier. Then we're going to take off all the pulleys. Probably not. We'll probably do the harmonic balancer too. They look like they're different. The water pipe or coolant pipe. probably do the pulley on the water pump. Oh, just about everything. And then the main thing that we have to switch out is this right here. This is the bracket that holds on all the accessories. It's different between the S10 and the Cavalier here. So go ahead and we'll go ahead and strip this all over and put it on the Cavalier motor there. So we're midway through doing the front assembly, and one thing I noticed is the timing chain cover is different between the Cavalier and the S10. So you see the timing chain cover on this one, the tensioner pulley mounts right here, which is a part of the timing chain cover. When you look on the S10, there is no piece right here. Instead, it's a little bit below it. So we're going to have to change out the timing chain cover. So that's what I'm doing right here. I took the harmonic balancer off, and then there's, after the harmonic balancer, there's this connector that goes onto the crankshaft. And I'm pulling it off right now. So I'm going to pull this off and take the timing chain cover off. It's actually a good thing anyways. I get to inspect the timing chain. Make sure everything's okay there too before I put it back in. So we'll start doing that. So I'm looking at these two timing chains since I got both of them off here. Timing chain covers off. The one on the S10 must have been relatively new. See new guides on it, and the chain's really, really tight on it. I can barely even make it flex. We come over here to the Cavalier motor. You can see the tensioner and the guide, black, old. And then the chain also flexes a lot. I don't know if it's because of the position of the pistons and the camshaft or not, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just swap the two since this one's newer than that one. So I'll be doing that since I'm in here. Well, I went ahead and did the swap. Here's the S10 motor that had the good timing chain, and now here's the Cavalier motor with the timing chain from the S10. I'm going to continue to put the timing chain cover back on, the pulley, the water pump pulley, and the rest of the accessories. And we'll look at it after that. Alright, the Cavalier motor is now dressed fully with the assembly from the S10. The S10 motor, I'm not putting it back together. Just going to sit here like that for a while. So we're going to move on to the exhaust side, the last side, and go ahead and take all these parts off and put the exhaust manifold still on the truck. So probably just the coolant pipe coming off the water pump has to change. I've noticed that that's a little different. And maybe remove the dipstick. So we'll go ahead and do that, and see you in a minute. Alright, here's the Cavalier motor all dressed up with the S10 parts from the exhaust side. The exhaust is still on the truck like I mentioned, so we'll put that on when we go to bolt it into the truck. Here's the Cavalier motor, or the S10 motor. One thing to notice is that I have flex fuel, and see right here is where these two cylinders connect, and it gives probably some type of fuel efficiency in that flex fuel stuff within the exhaust manifold. Same with this one, and the Cavalier does not have that flex fuel option, but you can notice that the actual head will allow me to do it. So tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and degrease this engine. Obviously I'm not going to throw it back into the truck like looking like this, and we'll see where we're at. Well, it looks like we're going to have to switch the oil pans on it. I noticed that this oil pan on the Cavalier has just one step to the big sump on the bottom, and the S10 has a two-step to go over the frame. So we're going to go ahead and switch those out just to be safe. I'll show you again when we're done. Alright, so we went ahead and changed that oil pan. The S10 one is on now, and this is set overnight, so the gasket's real nice and hard. We're going to go ahead and clean this up so that way we can actually have a nice looking engine. Yeah. I'm going to be giving this a shot. Hopefully this cleans up the grease without needing too much scrubbing. So we'll see how it turns out. Just got done cleaning it. I would say it did an overall okay job. Probably would have been better if I had a power washer, but that would have got all this grime in here. I'm not gonna really worry about it. I'm not gonna scrub it. Just gonna put it back in. Over functionality, over looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this back in the truck. Throwing a new valve cover gasket on while I have it out. Got the new one on. Gonna throw it on top and bolt her back down. I got the motor back in place, and I'm gonna start bolting everything up. I got a bell housing bolts in, torque converter bolts in. Next, for the starter, exhaust manifold, intake, AC, power steering, all the goodies. So I'll be working on that. Well, it's all back together now. We're gonna go ahead and try to start it up for the first time. See if it go ahead and runs. Well, she started up. Everything's running really good. Very happy with the result. Just to show you that you can throw a Cavalier 2.2 liter into an S10. They are the same all the way throughout. Looking at the dash here, we're almost at temperature. I have phenomenal oil pressure. Everything's working really good. Let's say I'm very happy with this. Please keep an eye on my channel, like and subscribe if you'd like, and catch you next time.